Skogul steps out of the Guildhall district and through the gates protected by the Elven Guard. When he sees Skogul, he says, "Figured you'd be in there longer."
It helps to be efficient.
And looking across the road now into the Foundry District, you see that there's a handful of locations. Smelter's Row is mostly covered in sulfur haze, but you can still see towering furnaces within. There's a glow of molten metal spilling out onto the streets, painting the air in fire. Workers pour and shape and hammer it into tools, weapons and armors, machinery. Their silhouettes distorted by the heat waves rippling off of their forges. The mammoth chimney of the vent hall works, which is built directly over a vast sulfuric fissure, spews dense yellow smoke into the sky. Rows of troughs filled with ice water run parallel along the streets, steaming as newly forged metal is plunged into them. The troughs are reinforced and of dwarven design. You watch workers lift glowing tools and weapons out of the water as just steam hisses. Closest to you, Ironclad Alley is busy, even at this hour. Merchants and smiths display their wares on broad iron tables or behind reinforced counters. The variety is staggering. Everything from sturdy mining picks and battle-ready swords to intricate decorative iron birds, beasts, and flowers. The entire district pulses with waves of heat, something that your skin is not used to and does not like.
Now that he knows he's going to be here a while, he may as well get the lay of the land. So I feel like he would go into the foundry.
Okay, and is there anything that you're particularly looking for in the Foundry District?
Well, I mean, he's come across a couple of weapons he may not necessarily need anymore. So let's try and go smelt some stuff.
Okay, well, I would say that trying to find a weapon and armor shop is not difficult at all. So once you step into Ironclad Alley, you notice that there's a shop called the Embered Alloy. The door stands open and heat rolls out in waves, carrying with it a scent of scorched metal and the tang of sulfur. Inside, a forge glows with hellish light. Tools hang neatly from hooks along the walls, and racks of weapons line one side of the room, armor along the other. You see gleaming swords with razor-thin edges, and war axes inlaid with obsidian, and spears tipped with jagged iron heads with different animal faces. Behind an anvil stands a tiefling woman. She has deep crimson skin, with curling black horns that glisten in the firelight. Her eyes gleam as they look up to you, and she wipes her hand on her leather apron, which is scorched and burned and covered in soot. She goes, "You here to buy, or just looking to intimidate my regulars?" As you have to duck underneath the door to get into the space.
The only intimidation here is when ice is so close to fire, and he wipes his brow. I'm here to sell, or smelt.
Like the longbow and the greatsword, the short sword, and the scimitar on that big-ass back of yours didn't give it away?
Yeah, I feel like you probably have more use for these than me at this point. Let's get the short sword on there. Yeah, wow. He's got a lot. He'll put down the great axe. He'll put down the, I think there's only, the thieves' daggers from, what's his face?
Now, are you selling these, or are you smelting them?
I hadn't thought of that. What would you offer for these?
Well, and she looks at them. So for the great axe, she says she'll give you 4 gold for the great axe. She'll give you 5 gold for the short sword, 4 gold for the great axe, and for the daggers, total, she'll give you 2 gold. So that's going to be 11 gold for all 3.
I mean, if you have use for them, I would have the use for the gold.
She was like, "Well, I've got enough use for them to stick them on my racks. Somebody will come buy them."
And he nods and he goes, "Then I accept."
So then she takes your weapons and puts them aside and pulls a sort of a crate out from underneath the table and clink, 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 pulls out 11 gold and hands them to Skogul.
He accepts, he puts them in his satchel, and then he nods and he goes,
as much as I intimidate, I think you're more intimidating with the heat.
Well, sweetheart, everyone here isn't used to the cold like you are. People come down here to the foundry just to warm up. This heat It keeps us alive.
Then may the furnace burn eternal.
You here to buy anything, or was that it?
You know, I have bought so much today, but I suppose I should take a look.
So here's the armor list right here that you see. And then she has all of the weapons in the player's handbook weapon table on page 215.
Okay, yeah, we'll do a light crossbow.
She takes your gold and she looks at you and she goes, "Looks good in your hand. Is there anything else?"
No, this is more than I could have expected. Thank you.
And she picks her hammer up and resumes her work. And
Yeah, he just takes in the ambiance for a second more before he starts to leave her establishment.
as he goes to leave, what's on his mind? What he's turned his bounty in. He has sold his pelts. He has, I guess, kind of made a little friend. He's sold some weapons and you bought a crossbow. What's next on the plan?
I think now that he's cleared out the quote-unquote errands, he's going to start leaning more into the mission. He's going to start looking for the guy he's looking for.
And who's the guy that he's looking for?
He's looking for our boy Buster.
As Skogul heads towards the edge of the Foundry District, your attention is drawn to a huge bronze statue of Rovakel Drent, a revered gnomish inventor and one of the city's architects. The statue's got a stern face, and it stares down at the gathering crowd at its base. A wiry halfling with sharp, angular features stands atop a makeshift platform before the crowd. "Do not let them tell you that this was an accident. Ruvedon Kaskar wasn't just another noble with coin to burn. He was a man with knowledge. Knowledge that could have shifted the balance of power in this city." The crowd around you stirs. You can feel the sort of indignation and unease rippling through its ranks. Workers from the Foundry District, mostly, are the people around you. They're all covered in soot-streaked cloaks, and they're muttering to each other, clutching their coats against the cold as the halfling on the podium continues. "Only days after he spoke out against the warden's underhanded dealings, Ruvedon is found dead in his own study, and they have the gall, the nerve, to tell us it was a common robbery? I ask you, where's the investigation? Where's the inquiry?" Murmurs surge to life like waves hitting a shore. "They won't investigate," one of the men growls in the crowd as the halfling continues. "Yes, because they already know what they'd find, that this wasn't random. It wasn't some thief caught in the act. This was a deliberate silencing of a man who dared to speak out against those who pulled the strings in this city." What is your passive perception again? I'm sorry.
16. Pretty high.
Okay. So as the gnome responds, you catch a subtle movement out of the corner of your eye. The Harangon bounty hunter slips away from you between the onlookers. Your coin purse, unmistakable, dangles from his paw. He tosses it up lightly like a toy.
Fucker.
And then snatches it midair without even breaking stride. His long rabbit ears twitch as he weaves through the gathering, heading toward a shadowy alley at the far edge of the square.
Oh, you motherfucker.
The stolen purse jingles faintly with each toss.
Oh my god, is he baiting me? Oh my god, I think his fixation on the speaker just completely evaporated. And he, in a sense, listen, this is probably the loudest place he's ever been in his life. And this little piece of shit rabbit just stole his gold.
Yeah. He's about
pretty
4
fixated.
feet tall at the head, 6 feet with the ears.
Yeah, so the thing is, he's probably hard to track, right? He's probably hard to see.
Yeah, well, I mean, luckily for you, not particularly, because a lot of the people in this crowd are gnomes, halflings, and dwarves. So he's actually kind of, that hat and those ears actually kind of sticking up above most of the people's heads in this crowd.
Okay, great. Well, that's good. It's time to go high. What's the closest vantage that Skogul might be able to jump to?
To jump to?
Yeah, he wants to get up to see as clearly as he can.
I guess I would say that it would be this building that is directly sort of next to him right here.
Okay. Can we say that that's under 35 feet?
Yeah, I would say it's the roof. 35 feet, you could get up onto the roof.
He just jumps straight up to try and gate a better vantage.
When you just leap up out of this crowd of halflings, dwarves, and gnomes, you are already a sight that many of them were like watching, because you're literally towering over everyone. You're like as tall as the statue is. And then you just leap straight up onto this roof. So the halfling speech kind of stops, and everybody sees this happen, and like this just like just goes through the crowd as they all like turn and like watch as you're like standing on the roof of this building, and like that triggers the Harengon to turn and look over his shoulder to see what the fuck all of these guys are reacting at. Let me roll a perception for him to see if he sees you.
You can see my glinting eyes.
Now it's gonna be a perception with advantage, because all of them are looking at you. So all he has to do is follow their gaze. So let me see what this guy gets here. He turns around, looks over his shoulder, and sees, all of the people in the crowd looking up at you. And he follows the gaze to look up and see this 10-foot-tall, savage half-giant crouched on a roof, peering down at him in the night. And when he sees that, he does a rabbit jump himself, going about 6 feet up into the air, and then immediately scurries. So you're on that roof, and he...
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's plenty of fidelity here.
He's going to be right here. So when he sees you, he goes running this direction.
Skogul's he's going to beat feet and try and keep up as quickly as he can.
Any participant not already in initiative order must roll initiative as the chase begins. And as the chase has now officially begun, roll initiative. You got an 18, the Harengon got a 17, so you go first. Now, the way that this works, as in combat, each participant in the chase can take one action and move on its turn. So you are 30 feet up on that roof, and then I would say another 30 feet away from him. So you're 60 feet from him right now.
Okay.
So it is your turn. He's 60 feet away from you. A chase participant can take the dash action a number of times equal to 3 plus its constitution modifier. What's your constitution modifier?
4 plus 4.
So you can take the dash action 7 times. Each additional dash action it takes during the chase requires the creature to succeed on a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. So essentially, you have 7 turns of chasing this guy before you have to start rolling for exhaustion.
Oh, man. How far away did you say he
He's
is?
60 feet.
Oh, dude. Then yeah, I'm definitely going to dash because my speed is 35.
So you can go 70 feet?
Yeah, 70. So I'm gonna dash to catch him, see if I can grab him on the first go.
Do it.
All right. He
That's insane.
employs dash, and using his brute half giant chunky legs, he Hulk jumps to try and catch up to him, which it seems like might be possible within 70 feet.
No, I mean, it is. Like, it flat out is. You just fucking leap over there.
Mm-hmm.
So that was your action. What do you do with your bonus action?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he'll just try and grab the guy.
Dude, I would be terrified if Skogul was coming after me. Maybe I'd be like, why did I pick this?
I just picture such an anime sequence where the dude is like, he hears the he turns around and then he looks up and then he just sees those blue eyes glinting in the moonlight and he's like, oh fuck.
I think we saw this. I think we saw the same thing.
Yeah.
While you have the grapple condition, you experience the following effects. 0, your speed is 0 and cannot increase. Attacks affected, you have disadvantage on attack rolls against any target other than the grappler. Movable, the grappler can drag or carry you when it moves, but every foot of movement costs it 1 extra foot unless you are tiny, or 2 or more sizes smaller than it. Okay. Roll an unarmed strike to see if you can grab onto his ass.
All right, here we go. crit. And that was automatic. There's
Are
no
you
bonus.
kidding me?
got a
Holy
1d20,
shit, dude. Skogul leaps onto the roof, sees him, scares him. He runs. Skogul leaps 75 feet through the air to land behind this guy, grabs him, and says what?
He just grabs him with one hand and pulls him like real fucking close, and he goes, I think you have something that's mine.
And he smiles at you, and you see that he's got like 4 gold teeth. You blame me. I saw a frost giant. I know how much you fuckers love your money.
Money aside, there's easier ways to gain wealth, isn't there? But not by crossing a giant.
And he shrugs. Thanks for the advice. And then he tries to break the grapple.
I mean, it just stands to tell that, cities suck. Someone's always coming for you.
He's going to roll in acrobatics. All right, so he breaks the grapple with a 27 acrobatics check. Just does like a backflip out of your... Yeah, 27. Does a backflip out of your shit. And then with his bonus action, he is going to disengage from you, so you cannot take a free attack.
Clever.
It is your turn again.
So even though he got out of my grasp, he is like he didn't move away, right? He's
still 1 to 2 feet away from you.
Yeah, and he's not that big, so shit. I don't have any traps or anything. No.
I will say that since you're in the Foundry District, though there is a lot of sulfur in the air and there's like shadows blurred and stuff, people are around.
And like paying attention to us.
The people in the crowd saw you do the leap, but nobody else did because again, Foundry District, so it's like the air is like thick.
Okay.
You got his ass really, really fast.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really trying to kill this little dude. That's not his intent at all. He just wants his shit back. Damn.
He hadn't even gotten onto a roof yet. You just like Batmaned his ass, dude.
I guess I'll just yell. I'll be like, you can have the gold. I need the receipt.
Nah, I think I'll keep it all. And then on his turn... Okay, so he's going to take his dash action, which doubles his speed from 30 to 60. And then there's an extra 10 on there from Lucky Footwork, or from Rabbit Hop. So that's 70. And since his thing doesn't cut in half when he climbs, he's going to go 30 feet up onto this building. Then he's going to run 30 feet over. So dash was the bonus. And then with his action, he's going to do that rabbit leap and jump an extra 15 feet onto this roof right here for a total of 85 feet.
Motherfucker.
Okay. That was his this guy is scary.
Yeah, damn. He'll jump onto the roofs with movement, and then he wants to dash to try and break the distance between them. So since I'm dashing afterwards, I already know I can clear the roofs. So that's why I'm not using dash until I'm on the roof. And then once I'm on the roof, I want to dash. So 70 feet from wherever I land on the roofs.
So I would say that you make it to right here because that's where I had him jump the 15. So at that point, it was hidden because it was in the GM layer, but there was a little X here that you have triggered. It could be nothing at all, or it could be a problem. We're about to find out.
Great.
So it is a rooftop complication. This is a random encounter. Roll a 1d12 for me.
Okay.
It might not be bad.
All right, 1d12. We got an 8.
You got an 8? Okay.
Mhm.
Guess what?
You're dead.
No. Yeah. Skogul is vaporized instantly.
Yeah. Lasers from
No.
space.
Listen, 7 through 8 there is no complication.
Oh, yeah.
You've used 2 dashes. You got 5.
2 of 7, yep.
Yeah, you have 5 left. So he is going to dash again. He's got his 70 feet. And so you're going to watch as he runs across this roof, drops down onto this smelter railing, rides it down, He slides down the edge of the railing, like leaps off the roof, like slides down it, and like there's just a bunch of dwarves that are like moving coal, and he's like, get out of the way, move, get out of the way, and they're just like all just like getting knocked away as he's pushing through. He gets to right about here. And hold on. So that was his action. You're gonna hate this. That was his action. He's allowed to dash as a bonus action as well. So he dashes another 60 feet to here.
I'm gonna kill every single rabbit in the city.
So he is roughly about 120 feet ahead of you at this point now, getting ready to leap up onto this battlement here.
Psychotic. Yeah, Skogul's definitely feeling a sense of panic. He feels like he's falling behind. He's not used to this. Normally, Corey cannot outrun him. So he...
Never does.
Okay, so yeah, he's going to try and do 70 feet to try and catch up. He uses another dash. The whole time he's just like, bro.
That would basically put you sort of right here on that coal trailing thing. So you land hard on that thing. And the dwarves, who are already frustrated and kind of pissed off about this rabbit, they see you and they're just like, what the fuck are you like? And one of them like tumbles backwards and like falls like 10 feet down to the ground, and they're all like, Carl! And you're just like there awkwardly pissed off. You crossed another one of those blue X's as well right here. Roll another D12 for me.
You got a 10.
Okay, nothing. You're good on that. He's going to use his thing to get over, and once he does, you can't see him anymore.
So, I mean, has he broken initiative?
Technically, yes, but because it's your turn, I'm going to allow you to do whatever you want to do. He is not yet so far away that if you are able to get to this position, that you might be able to roll a perception and catch the sight of him.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the goal. So Skogul just apologizes to the dwarves and then leaps. And he's going to use another dash to try and clear 70 feet to that. I guess, what is that?
It's like battlements. There's like a sort of a wall around this neighborhood. Like it's the southwestern side of the Foundry District, basically.
Okay. Yep. That's his goal.
And as you were running across that courtyard there, roll another D12 for me, because this is a random encounter.
9.
Perfect. Same thing. Nothing happens. Gods are on your side tonight, buddy. There is no complication 3 times in a row. Roll a perception for me to see if you can catch this. Let me roll to see what he gets on, which he rolled a 6. So I will say that the gods tonight are with Skogul, and he's right there on that roof. Like there's like a center slant.
Yeah, slant.
So like you watch him cross right over that.
Okay, and we're unengaged, right? So I'm not waiting for his turn. I'm going. Yeah, so dash to clear the roof, land on that roof, which I think counts as 70 feet. And then, yeah, what can you see?
He is standing there between that cluster of houses, dusting the frost off of his ankles, walking in this direction right here, and whistling to himself happily, thinking that he got away from you.
Holy shit, he actually thought he did it. That's incredible. So, do I have an attack of opportunity?
Yes.
As soon as Skogul sees him whistling, he is shocked by the fortune that he just had being able to see him, and he uses all the ranger technique he knows how to drop down behind the rabbit quietly and grab him.
Let me roll a perception for the Harengon bounty hunter, because you did say that you're stealthing, right? So go ahead and roll a stealth for me as well. Okay, so he got a 16. What is your stealth?
14.
Okay, so he heard you. So you successfully get off the roof and land on the ground, but you're a heavy dude. And the cobblestones on the street that you're currently standing on are kind of old and a little bit loose. So when you land on the ground, it's like, and one of them actually crumbles underneath your weight. And the Harengon turns around, looks over and sees you, and he goes, God, you just don't give up, do you? And then he turns to start running. Roll initiative.
Okay. 24. That's my second nat 20 of the night. That's crazy.
Okay, so he got a 20. You got a 24. You go first.
Just gonna try and grab him and fucking end this thing. I'm really not trying to kill anyone in a city that's not my city.
and his armor class is 14.
16.
So you succeed. You grab his ass again.
Yeah, so he grabs him again and he puts the sword to his neck and he goes, I have no quarrel with you. Give me back what's mine.
And I'm not afraid of you. And he stabs you in the side with a dagger.
All right, now we're in combat.
He got a 7, so he failed.
Yeah, he failed. All right, I'm going to slice his throat.
Oh my god. Okay.
Fuck this piece of shit. Yeah, so that's my great sword against his little fucking tiny body.
Roll it.
15.
Okay, well, he has a 14 armor class, so you hit him.
All right. 10
So
damage.
10 damage. Okay, so he is down 10 points. He screams out in pain because you did do a good little slash on his chest and armor and neck, collarbone area. But he's fast, man. He's a rabbit. He like dodges, enough of the blade that it doesn't fully take his head off. And he goes, "Help! Help! He's trying to kill me!" And then he tries to stab you again with the dagger. Okay. So he rolled a 17. So the damage is going to be 3. And he, cuts you with the little dagger. And as he screams out, suddenly these city guards who... You see this watchtower right here?
Sure.
Yeah, they're looking down at you. They were already sort of clocking the two of you running along the rooftops, but they were too far away to do anything about it or to yell at you. And now you're down there, and they were watching you, and they saw you land down behind this guy and then throw him up against the wall, put the sword to his neck. So there's about 3 guards in that tower there, and one of them raises a horn to his mouth, and it goes... And you hear one of the other guards shout down at you, "Put down the sword! This is your final warning." You're looking at the rabbit, so you don't see what's happening up there. But you hear that. And it is now your turn.
Uh-oh. Yeah, the guy's proven he doesn't give a shit what I say to him. He doesn't give a shit about the violence. But now people are worried about the giant. All right, so he's still in grappled condition, correct?
He is, yeah. You're still holding him with one hand.
I want to drag the rabbit to the top of the tower. Because then I will be out of their view, and I can do that with dash.
Wait,
So,
like on the roof of the tower above
yeah,
them?
I want to get to the top of the tower
Okay.
with the rabbit.
You're going to King Kong this shit?
Yeah, yeah. He's got the skills. I'm not. You know how I play with him.
Yeah, yeah. All right, roll it.
Yeah, I guess acrobatics.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
10. It's not great.
Okay, so you are used to leaping around on your own. You're not used to leaping around carrying bodies with one hand. You also have your sword out. So you try to leap up onto the roof, and you get up onto the tile and slip because there's ice, and you fall backwards. And go ahead and roll a strength to see if you can hold on to this guy or not.
Wow, I got like 4 20s tonight.
Wow, really?
24.
24. Okay, let me see what this dude gets. Okay, he got a 9. You beat him. So you are still holding on. And he's like, "Let go of me, you big dummy!" Ah!
And so we just fell. Where do we fall?
You're back in the exact same spot that you were, but on the ground and technically prone.
Can I? Yeah, I mean, in prone state, you can't do anything, right? Isn't that like basically a turn?
You'd have to let go of him to get up.
Yeah, that's not happening. I'm gonna hold him.
Okay. So then he's gonna just scream out, "Help me, help me! He's trying to kill me! This giant's crazy!" At that point, I mean, the soldiers did tell you, "This is your final warning, put down the sword," and you didn't listen. So there's these loud as the isocaster guns discharge, and like they let out these like steam puffs into the air as there's just this like sound of a whole bunch of like tiny gleeful that like fly through the night air, and you have like almost no time to register the bizarre sound before these iron shelled isopods tear through your flesh like molten metal. One of the little isopods strikes your shoulder as another digs deep into your thigh, Pain lances through you as the burrowing creatures latch on and their segmented legs dig deep into your skin like iron clamps. You rip one of the isopods free with a snarl. Its tiny legs wriggle in protest before you hurl it aside. Another one digs deeper, and the sharp sting fuels your adrenaline. Roll a dexterity, and then also roll a strength to see if you can maintain hold on this guy.
Both got 21.
Okay, so you are literally rolling around on the ground, holding this rabbit with one hand as he's getting thrashed about. You're just rolling around, thrashing this rabbit about. With the other hand, you've got your greatsword, and you're getting lit the fuck up by these isopods. Alright, so you take 7 damage.
Oh, goody.
You see another group of guards run up on the ground, and they're wearing the lilac cloaks and the yellow armor, and they're also all carrying these isocaster guns, and they're pointing it at you, and they're like, "Let the rabbit go!"
He's stolen from me. I will let him go when it's returned.
He's a liar! He tracked me to the city. He's been trying to kill me all night. Go ahead and roll either a persuasion or an intimidation.
14.
Let me roll his deception.
Clever.
13. So then, yeah, go ahead and say what Skogul does.
All you have to do is check the satchel. There's a receipt with me on it.
And the rabbit goes, "It's my satchel. Don't believe him." And one of the guards goes, "I don't care whose satchel it is. We don't swing swords in this city." One of the guards walks over and yanks the satchel off of the Harangon's belt and is holding it. And the other guards circle around you, and they're all pointing the guns at you. Let the rabbit go.
My mistake. I relent.
Hey, let's go.
The second you let go of him, he starts to bawl at the top of his lungs, just crying, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." And he crawls across the floor, or across the concrete floor on his hands and knees, just simpering and weak, and holds on to the ankles of one of the officers, and he goes, he was gonna kill me. He was gonna kill me. You saved my life. Look what he did. Look what he did. And he's showing the blood on his neck.
Yeah, I mean, Skogul releases any grip he had on the sword, and he does that same gesture he did outside the gates, and both palms open.
So you've stood up then?
Maybe sat up, because he doesn't really want to show them how big he is.
The rabbit goes, "The receipt, it's got my name. It says Skogul on it. That's me. I'm Skogul." And the dwarf opens the pouch and sees the roughly 900 gold.
Oh, I didn't bring all
Oh,
that.
how much did you bring? How much did you bring?
Brought, right now I'm down to 28.
Okay, so he sees the 28 gold and the notice, and he pulls the bounty notice out, and it says, Skogul, and today's date. It says the name of the bounty. It says the listing of the medallion that you left, and then at that, the dwarf looks over to one of his buddies, and he says, "It does say Skogul." And then at that, the rabbit pulls out a bounty guild identification card. "It's mine. He's not even a bounty hunter. Check him."
What does it say on the bounty guild thing he just pulled out?
It says Skogul.
Fucking piece of shit. Oh my god.
He had time, man. He had time. You went and bought all that armor and weapons.
Okay. And then what do they do?
They just say, "Looks like it's above board." And then one of the Minotaur guards takes a couple cautious steps towards you and then kicks your great sword away. "Hands behind your head. Get on your knees." And one of the other ones, an elf, pulls out shackles. The elf holding the shackles says to the dwarf, "Can't seem to go a month without one of these oversized snow apes causing trouble."
Yeah, Skogul, upon hearing that, remembers where he is.
The orc guard says,
"Reckon we'll get a bonus for this? Bring it down to Frosty's gotta be worth extra." Who the hell let him cross the bridge?
And the elf goes, probably paid or intimidated his way through. And then the Harangon goes, I bet he doesn't even have an identification card on him.
He got a taste of society, and now he's getting a taste of what it means to be a giant in a world like this. Okay, so what he's going to do is he's actually going to continue to disarm himself, and he's going to put down all the other weapons that he has. And as he's doing that, he goes,
The guild hall will clear this up. He knows whose receipt that is.
The Minotaur steps closer, hefting the isocaster over his shoulder as the other guards prepare your restraints, and he goes,
I don't really care why you're here. People don't swing swords in my city. The paper pushers can figure it out while you're freezing your ass off in the lab.
And without waiting for a response, he just raises the butt of the gun and brings it down, aiming directly at your forehead. The impact is instant and brutal. A burst of white-hot pain explodes in your skull before everything goes dark. And the last thing you hear before unconsciousness is the elf muttering, Nice hit, followed by faint, mocking laughter as the world fades away. 1 hour later, a dull ache pulses through your head as unconsciousness stirs you sluggishly back to life. It feels like there's a weight pressing down on your skull, and every heartbeat sends a throbbing reminder of the Minotaur's parting blow. You're lying on your side, and the cold here is unlike the chill of the mountains. It's stagnant. The darkness is thick, and the sound of massive gears grind steadily in the air as chains around you rattle, being pulled taut and releasing in slow intervals. You move to sit up, or at least try, but a sudden tug at your wrists stops you. Chains, bound tightly and secured to the floor, keep you low. The air is thick with the biting tang of iron and something faintly sulfuric. It's impossible to tell where you are exactly, but the chill in the air suggests you've been taken far below Frostfaires' surface, into a place meant to ensure you wouldn't leave easily. When you glance over your shoulder, you see 10 heavily armored city guards, not the ones who knocked you out, just a few feet away. Their stances are all rigid, and their faces are obscured by visored helmets, but the weapons they hold are in plain sight. Halberds, short swords, spiked maces.
He's thinking about why he's here and how he may have just made the biggest fucking mistake of his entire existence. He feels so disconnected. The simple fact that he can't see the sky is alarming, because that's not, his whole existence is outside. He feels untethered. Yeah, he's not going to engage.
The grinding gears come to a jarring halt, and the entire platform shudders with a heavy thud. The air that greets you is rank, thick with the stench of rot, dampness, and waste. Without ceremony, 3 of the largest Minotaurs step forward, and with a sudden shove, they push you, sending you sprawling out of the elevator into the open air. After a 4-foot drop, you hit the ground with a heavy thud, landing hard on a mixture of cold stone, gluey mud, and something that smells like shit, probably because it is. The impact sends fresh pain shooting through your head and ribs, but the guards show no sign of concern. As the elevator doors grind shut behind you, the dwarf guard leans slightly into the narrowing gap, smiling through a gold tooth. Rot down here, Reaver. And the doors close, leaving you alone in the oppressive darkness.
Great.
There's movement in the darkness. Faint at first, like the rustle of fabric, but it grows. It grows into shuffling footsteps scraping against stone, accompanied by whispers, Low, rasping whispers that slither toward you from every direction, echoing unnervingly in the darkness. Your instincts flare to life as the chains binding your wrist jangle, and you pull, testing their strength, as figures emerge from the shadows, barely discernible with just faces lost in the dark. You can see their hands, dirty, claw-like hands, reaching towards you with unsettling desperation. "Get his back," one snarls, the voice harsh and wet. "No, mine," another hisses. Hands grab at your clothes, your belt, your pouches. The sound of tearing fabric and jangling buckles joins the din of snarling, half-mad voices. "Check his boots."
"That's mine! I saw it first! Get off, you slug eater! It's mine!"
Bony elbow jabs into your side, sending a fresh bolt of pain through your ribs.
They're not shackled.
They are not, and they're everywhere, all over you like rats swarming a morsel. They grab and claw and pull at you.
He doesn't feel any kind of way about these people because to him, anything of value is already gone.
You hear a laugh, a high-pitched, giddy cackle.
"He's big! He's chained!"
There's just no reason here in their voices, just hunger for everything that you have.
All right, yeah, he'll just try and stand up.
Something sharp cuts across your arm.
He winces.
And then this bell chimes. They all freeze. The hands gripping your clothes pause mid-yank, their filthy claws trembling slightly before withdrawing. The whispers fall silent. You can feel a primal shift in the air. A second bell chimes, deeper this time. A third. The sounds of gears turning and chains rattling call up another elevator from the depths below, separate from the one that brought you down. All at once, the prisoners begin to scatter. No hesitation, no arguments over scraps, just a desperate retreat into the shadows. A fourth chime.
"The beast! The beast is coming!" "Shut up! Don't let it see you! Not again!"
A fifth chime. Standing your ground, you strain your ears as the last of them vanish into the gloom, leaving you alone once more. A mechanical groan follows as another tremor rattles the floor as the elevator slams to a halt. The space within is pure shadow, nothing but darkness. So, Danielle, what or who does Skogul see step out of the shadows of this elevator? Who are you in the world of Zorizon, and what do you do?
You hear this low growl come out of the shadows as a tabaxi, who stands out about half your height, emerges. And the wave of prisoners parts and scatters, and they run back into the shadows as she comes upon you. And she says, "You're blue."
To be continued. In the Scourge Garden, Chapter 3, In the Deep.
Wow, I'm surprised you've been that patient, chomping at the bit for that reveal.
Dude.
That's
Found
awesome.
me.
That's great. So this is where you've been the whole damn time. You've been in
Yes.
prison,
I've been here the whole time.
and they're scared of you. It really makes me curious how long your character has been down there.
Long enough.
Yeah.